Yes, lived experience. I want to share about my lived experience as well. So this was me a few years back at a UNHQ New York headquarters. Probably that was my second, third visit already. And surprisingly, this was also me. I am a lifelong meditation practitioner. The first encounter with the meditation for me was when I was 18 years old in South Korea Temple Monastery. I actually ended up living there for 3 years. And that changed the whole my perspectives, obviously, and I became a meditation practitioner. And here I was at the early in my 20s. I worked in a rural abandoned villages in India, and I got to meet these people, children. Just standing in front of them. Of course, I was working for sustainability and humanitarian relief work, but I felt so guilty, shame, and huge gratitude for my life. How privileged I was to be able to holding my Korean passport, citizen with a top-notch education, healthcare system, strong culture, cultural heritage, everything, entertainment. But notion of tomorrow was making sense to me, but not for these people. Having tomorrow was a privilege. So, and where my motto, inner peace to world peace, was framed and shaped since then. And I moved to Canada to pursue that path. How are you feeling today, by the way? 1 to 10 scale, like happiness level, if you can measure that. How would you measure your happiness level? Happiness is very, very subjective because it depends on how our mind perceives the reality, how your mind says, right? But in this world, Paul raised a few highlights of the struggles that we have. But we are definitely facing a lot of challenges right now. It's difficult to even name it. It's so confusing and divided. 244 million, it's about 1 in 7 children globally are out of school. It says a huge gap in equitable education, systemic divide pretty much. And 90% of disasters are now classified as weather or climate related, costing us 520 billion USD annually, pushing 26 million people population into poverty level. And digital divide, 1/3 globally lacks internet access. Can you imagine? In the meantime, 8 years old children are exposed to ChatGPT bots and harmful digital content in the other part of the society. And the worst part is the last fact, actually. Regardless, this abundance of resource, entertainment, technology, innovation, people are not necessarily happier. So 75% of global suicides obviously happens in low and middle income countries. And it's the 4th leading cause of death. Guess what? Young age, for 15 to 29 years old. So young people, 4th leading. And every 40 seconds, one person dies by suicide. Every 40 seconds. While we are having this happy moment, maybe somebody's committing suicide. So that's why we've been advocating equitable well-being. So we've worked across 4 different continents, classrooms, corporate space, villages, communities, from age 10 to 80 old women, you can see in the photos. We talked about happiness and equitable mental well-being, wellness, and one of the slogans for this event, Mindful Impact, is well-being is infrastructure. It has to be part of our holistic well-being, right? So that's our philosophy behind of it, and just to remind people to just look inwardly, just connect to true self and take care of it through our education program, partnership, a lot of partnerships. So we've been just advocating that education, not only Global South, we've been working with a lot of Canadian social entrepreneurs too, leaders, Black youth leaders as well. It's all about collaboration. So what we are trying to do, Mindful Impact Forum is a kickoff, but we want it to be a little bit more cultural movement altogether. So have you heard about this wise saying, happy wife, happy house? It is true, very true. Happy boss, happy company. Happy teacher, happy classroom. Happy me, happy my life. Happy Canadians, happy Canada. Yes, there you go. So it's a universal formula, and we want to continue working on that and be the bridge. Invite different industry people, experts from diverse sectors. And here we go. And eventually, we want to integrate inner well-being, cultural wisdom. Obviously, we are a multicultural society, and collective actions all together through these small gatherings, and eventually make it bigger as a movement, yes. So our advocacy is holistic well-being as a social infrastructure. And what do we look for? What's our ROI then? Obviously, we want to scale it, and we want to see more collaboration across sectors. If you're working in a different sector, please maybe infuse some kind of mindfulness into it. You know, a lot of corporate already do it, but let's be creative how we can make it more holistic for your field of work as well. And we want to see more of that collective resilience together. We do have 3 pillars. We're going to be having a similar forum in Toronto in the fall coming up. So looking at 3 pillars actually: fundraising, you know, having some conference like this, academics involvement, and most importantly, brand collaboration. Brand has a strong power. They lead all kinds of campaigns and movements. So if you are running any kind of brand, please, let's do work together. So that's the frame I wanted to introduce you, just to set the why are we doing this. And now let's move on to the next deeper conversation.